Aaron Rodgers in black and gold, it's still something that takes a moment to process. After nearly 2 decades with the Green Bay Packers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of the modern era has landed in Pittsburgh, and with that comes a wave of intrigue, excitement, and yes, overreactions. As training camp gets underway, the football world is watching Rodgers' every move in a Steelers uniform. But what have we really seen so far? And more importantly, what does any of it actually mean? At this time of year, training camp is the only football we've got. Every snap, every throw, every sideline glance is scrutinized to exhaustion. J.J. Watt recently said that we probably focus too much on what happens during camp, and he's not wrong. But in fairness, we focus on it because it's the only tangible evidence of football during the summer months. Fans are hungry, media outlets need content, and players' reputations can rise or fall based on a single rep in 7-on-7 drills. That's just how the cycle works. So when Rodgers threw an interception on one of his very first team reps in Steelers camp, the reaction was loud and immediate. Some fans worried, some critics pounced. But should we really care that much? Absolutely not. That's exactly what Watt was trying to convey. Camp isn't about being perfect, especially not for a quarterback learning a new system, adjusting to new receivers, and going up against one of the better defenses in football. Mistakes are not only expected, they're useful. Let's be clear. Rodgers is one of the most efficient quarterbacks to ever play the game. He holds the lowest interception percentage in NFL history at just 1.4%. He knows how to take care of the football. But during camp, the goal isn't to avoid every risk, it's to test the boundaries. To see what throws are possible, what chemistry exists with new receivers, and how the timing of this new offense feels in real time. If you aren't making a few mistakes in practice, you're probably not pushing yourself. Rodgers himself addressed the interception and made it clear that once the real games start, he'll be the same careful, calculating QB we've always known. This is the same guy who, at times, is too conservative, something he's been criticized for during tight postseason games. If anything, training camp should be the time when he loosens up a bit, tries different things, and sees what works with this new group. That's the whole point of camp. It's the laboratory phase of the season. It's also important to understand the bigger picture here. Rodgers isn't just a talented player dropped into a new locker room. He's a presence, a force. Pittsburgh hasn't had someone with his attention to detail since Ben Roethlisberger, and even then, Big Ben had a very different style. Roethlisberger played on feel and instinct, the ultimate, just let me go make a play quarterback. Rodgers is far more exacting. He lives in the details, in the mechanics, in the preparation. That kind of shift will take time for everyone to adjust to, but don't be surprised when we start hearing glowing reports about his leadership, his precision, and the way he elevates the standard in every room he walks into. There's a moment of déjà vu here, too. Remember when Marcus Mariota was in camp years ago, and people were obsessing over how many practices he went without an interception? It was framed as a sign of greatness, but in truth, it meant very little. Camp stats don't translate. What matters is the learning that takes place. Rodgers will throw some beautiful deep balls, probably 4 or 5 a day, and yes, a few bad ones too. That's normal. Even elite quarterbacks make camp mistakes. What's different is how they adjust from them. And then there's the fan base itself. Steelers Nation is starved for playoff success. The team has had solid seasons in recent years but lacked the elite quarterback play to make a serious postseason run. Rodgers brings instant credibility. Even at this later stage in his career, he's a massive upgrade and a galvanizing presence. So naturally, his arrival has ratcheted up the expectations. The city is watching closely. Every headline matters. Every throw becomes a talking point. But context matters too. These practices are often designed for specific goals. Some days are meant to build confidence for the quarterback. Others are geared towards stressing the defense. We don't always know the internal objectives, and that's why it's dangerous to draw sweeping conclusions from isolated plays. Coaches understand this. Players understand this. But fans and media? Not so much. We react because we care. And Rodgers, being one of the most popular players of the last 20 years, is going to get more scrutiny than most. Speaking of reactions, Let's pivot for a second to the Steelers' latest aesthetic decision, their throwback uniforms for Week 8. Yes, when Rodgers faces his former team, the Green Bay Packers, for the first time, he'll do it while wearing a bright yellow helmet and one of the more questionable outfits in franchise history. It's a callback to the uniforms worn during the NFL's 75th anniversary in 1994. And let's just say, they should have stayed in 1994. The Steelers are known for having one of the cleanest, most iconic looks in football. The black and gold, the helmet logo on one side, it's timeless. So when they veer into the world of experimental uniforms, it usually doesn't go well. We all remember the Bumblebee uniforms, which drew both laughs and winces. This new throwback may be even worse. It's a bizarre mix of dull grays and awkward design choices that feel completely out of place for a franchise with such a strong brand identity. When you already look that good, why mess with it? Still, ugly uniforms aside, Week 8 will be a must-watch. Rodgers versus the Packers. A legacy moment. A full-circle narrative. Whether he's wearing neon yellow or Steelers black, all eyes will be on him. In the end, let's not overreact to one pick in practice or assume we know how the season will unfold from a couple of July reps. Training camp is for growth, for learning, for mistakes. Rodgers is in a new city, with a new team, and he's doing exactly what he should be doing, building towards something bigger. And if history is any indicator, when the games count, he'll be ready.